Kempire is brought to you by.
Happy New Year, guys. Thank you so much, first of all, for those that rated and reviewed the Kempire podcast in 2024. But if you haven't rated and reviewed us 5 stars already on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, do it today. We're trying to reach 1,000 reviews on Kempire's podcast, on Apple Podcasts, and on Spotify. Be sure to tell us what you love about the podcast. Washington, D.C., the Kempire After Dark live experience is returning to your city for another live show. If you haven't already, get your tickets today for our meet and greets, and general admission are still available. Then New York City, you're up next. We're coming back for Black History Month. So if you want to hear us talk about hot topics, housewives, and more, get your tickets for our Friday, February 21st live show at the Green Room 42. More information on Washington, D.C. and New York City will be available in the description. Sidebar, don't forget, New York City, you have a special live stream ticket available as well. Again, more information will be available in the description notes. You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Guys, welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. This is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Let me make sure I have everything that I want here for myself, like my notes. Okay. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy and it's free. Tayon, I thank you so much for the super chat already. We appreciate the support. Tayon Michelle, thank you. Again, guys, a like of the video is easy and it's free. We have already quite a few of you here for our Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap. It feels like we haven't talked about Beverly Hills in so long. It's been 2 weeks. Did you miss it? Were you anticipating this week's episode? I can't say that I was anticipating the episode. I almost forgot that the episode was going to even happen last night because I was like, wait, what comes on tonight? I did watch Roni, not talking about it till tomorrow when we talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. But yeah, I wasn't anticipating it, and I have a lot to say in regards to this episode, and it's not necessarily what you think it might be, okay? Tayon, thank you so much for another super chat. Tayon says, my 18-month-old daughter stops what she is doing and dances whenever the theme song comes on, laughing out loud. I love that. That's so sweet. I'm picturing it. Now I'm picturing it. Thank you so much for the super chat and for the support. Okay. All right. So where do I even begin in regards to this episode? First off, how would you guys rate this week's episode from 1 to 10? How would you rate it? I probably would rate this episode. It wasn't terrible because, again, my terrible meter is a little bit different because of Roni being on. Because Roni is terrible. It's terrible. So I guess I'm grading these shows now on a curve because of how bad Roni is. So it wasn't as bad as Roni, but I'm not falling for the Dorit storyline. I'm not falling for it. I don't believe it. I don't know if I even believe this whole PK divorce either. I mean, there have been rumors about their relationship for years about their relationship. Okay. We had a 4-hour therapy session that wasn't filmed. First of all, I don't know how they do therapy in Beverly Hills. However, don't you usually schedule a block of time? You're not telling me that maybe PK knows Dorit's long-winded. We're going to need more than an hour. I just don't imagine you blocking out 4 hours with a therapist, but maybe the therapist had a lot of openings that day. I thought that was weird. Again, it goes back to, I don't believe this new era of Dorit. Dorit is trying to act this season, and I'm not falling for it, but we'll get there. Let's first start off how the episode starts off. We see Garcelle with her son Jade. They're looking at the pictures from his portfolio photo shoot that they did. Gorgeous photos. So she's like, there weren't a lot of ethnic models when she first started modeling. There were people like Amon. There were people like Beverly Johnson, Naomi Campbell. Jade is just like, I don't know who those people are. And before you get on him, okay, blame Garcelle. We have to also remember, we're in a different era. The kids that are growing up today don't know who these people are. Doesn't say that they shouldn't know. I'm glad now that he does know. But also, he's a guy getting into modeling. So that may have not been his passion until recently. But the photos looks gorgeous, okay? We get to see Dorit's daughter, Phoenix, practicing her ballet. I like Dorit's kids. I don't like Dorit so much, but I love her kids. I think her kids have a lot more personality than she does. Just saying. All right. Then I always love a scene with Avi. So Sutton's trying to get her closet together, and she's like, Avi. And all of a sudden he pops out of nowhere, and then they do the edit. And I was like, okay, this was cute. I was like, this was cute. All right, so our very first scene, though, is with Bozoma and her boyfriend, Keely. Keely lives in San Diego, and they have a long-distance relationship. And in my head, I'm just like, San Diego's not that far, but it is. It's like an hour flight or something like that from L.A., but it is a long-distance relationship. You can't, in the middle of the night say, I'm coming over. So that is a long-distance relationship, okay? So she's giving us a little bit more information on their relationship. Keely seems like a really nice guy. She's like, she likes him. He's like, he's a man. She likes the weight of him. I was like, oh. I was like, okay. I mean, I've heard a lot of you women say that to me. I need a man. I'm like, what does that mean? Do you even know what that means? So she says, she likes the weight of him, okay? But then she also recalls a guy that she was dating before Keely. And apparently she asked this man, are you still sleeping with your ex? This man basically tells her, yes. I mean, I appreciate the honesty, but sir, I know Bozoma was probably like, oh my gosh, going back into the dating world after being married and with her husband for so long. It probably was just like, oh my gosh. I'm sure anyone can relate to that in regards to either losing your ex or divorcing someone and going back into this dating world. Look, Tia Mowry is talking about that life on her reality show. I don't even know if that's even on anymore. We started talking about it and then we stopped. Is it still on? Was it on break for the holidays? Okay. Anyways. So I can only imagine what that life is like. But she really seems like she enjoys Keely. He seems like he is very upfront. He says like, I don't want any sort of pretense when we're dating. If you want to call me, call me. I can appreciate that because I think a lot of people, no matter gay, straight, whatever, do this. They play this sort of song and dance in the beginning, testing things out. These are my rules, I'm not going to call him, back on the first time. I'll call him back a little bit later. I'm going to play a little hard to get. Like, there's a lot of people playing games, okay? I can appreciate Keely saying, no, if you want to talk to me, talk to me. She also loves the fact that because they're long distance, they talk all the time. He's like, I'm at the gym. I just did this amount of sets. She's like, yes, give me the details. I'm trying to think if I would care. What is Bozoma's sign again? Can you guys tell me? Again, it doesn't matter about sun sign, just your sun sign, because she could have other things in her chart that would make, things a little bit different. But she's like, she likes the details. I'm thinking to myself, would I want to know all of those details? I don't mind details. I don't mind knowing what's going on throughout your day. There is something, it's not just about sex in a relationship. It's not just about, these material things that a relationship can bring. Me personally, and this could be the Taurus in me, I really do like the not pomp and circumstance, but for lack of better words, the traditions, the ease, the comforts of being in a relationship. This is part of the reason why they call cuffing season. This is why people get into relationships during the season, because they don't want to be out in the streets, during the summer, that's when they want to do that. But during winter season, they don't want to be out in the streets. They're not going to the club, so they want someone that will keep them warm at home. Selfish, but I'm sure the other person is feeling the same way. Have you guys got your cuffing partner for the season? I didn't plan ahead. I didn't plan ahead. Stupid me. I never done that though. I should have though. Damn. Oh. We didn't think ahead, y'all. But if you did, let me know. And be willing to call in and share. I mean, maybe you don't want to share because you don't want them to know that you're using them just for the season, and then you're going to drop them like a bad habit come spring. Is it spring? Or do you guys drop them by the summer? No, you got to drop them by, look. You got to drop them by the spring so that you got your summer plans together. I don't know that life. I'm just pretending of what I think some of you terrible people are doing to poor people. Ooh, Wendy, lovely photo. Wendy says, I fired my cuffing partner. What does that mean? Meaning that you broke up with him? Divorced him? What? Who's got the cuffing partner? I need to know more about this. Okay, we need to have another dating and astrology live because I need to ask questions about cuffing season. Okay, we're going to do that maybe Friday. What's today? Wednesday? Hump day? Oh, we should do it today. No, maybe Friday night. All right, clear your plans. But no, you might have plans with your cuffing partner. Neek says the original bed warmers. Now you don't need them. You got the weighted weighted blankets, heated blankets. You don't need that. Aaliyah says, I've had mine for 25 years. He won't leave. Damn. Oh, this is a really good question. Where are we going? We're supposed to be talking about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But Tyrese asked a really good question. Save these questions for the dating live. Tyrese says, do you keep them during Valentine's Day? Oh, that's a really good question, y'all. Because your cuffing person is not supposed to be someone that's like that, right? I don't know. I don't know the rules. Do you exchange gifts with your cuffing partner? Or is it understood from the beginning? Here Danielle go. FCK? Wait, FC, what do you mean? My cuffing partner? You need to explain that. Wait, Jay says, okay, Kempire, you drop when the weather starts getting nice. How do we go from both of them talking about, well, okay, we were talking about relationship. So Jay says, Kempire, you drop when the weather starts getting nice. Once that first spring feeling day happens, it's time to make some cuts. Wait a minute, you have more than one cuffing partner, Jay? Wow. Wait a minute. Okay, GB says, yes, through V-Day. Wow. Oh, okay, Danielle's mad at her cuffing partner right now. Okay, damn. That's what she said, F her cuffing partner. Okay, fine. Well, Bozema is not in that type of situation. It just had me have a train of thoughts of, okay, fine. So Bozema talks a little bit more about her dating, before Keely, but she really seems to really love Keely's consistency and knowing the details of his day and what he's going through, okay? What? Mia says that they say Bozema's recruiting the girls for the African trips to accommodate the men. That sounds like something else, but is that what Porsha's doing over there in Nigeria with Phaedra? I mean, they've been saying that a lot about the Atlanta girls, allegedly. Anyways, moving on. I thought this was a cute situation. I wish Bozema and Keely the best. They seem like they like each other a lot. He says that he dates to get married, and Bozema's like, so are we on that? He's like, I knew that was coming. I mean, look, how long they've been dating? She said a few months. She didn't give a specific timeline. She said a few months. Okay. Sedona says, weighted blanket equal cuffing partner? Nowadays it does. I hated my weighted blanket. I got rid of it. I was like, I didn't like it. Anyone else didn't like the weighted blanket? I guess if maybe Bozema is someone that likes a weighted blanket because she says she likes the weight of a man. I tried the weighted blanket for like a hot second. I said, this is ridiculous. Get off of me. But I'm kind of like that too. Like, I don't mind cuddling. However, when it comes time to falling asleep, all right, go to your quarter, go to your side. Okay. The weighted blanket, I didn't love the weighted blanket. You know what I mean? Anyways. We all have busy lives, and I know especially around the holidays, cooking, cleaning, shopping, returning gifts makes it even busier. So why not make it a lot easier when it comes to preparing your meals in just 2 minutes? Our friends over at Factor Meals are back here again to sponsor today's live recap. And they have actually some good news, especially for those that have New Year's resolutions to lose weight. Ready to optimize your nutrition this year? Factor has chef-made gourmet meals that makes eating, well, easy. They're dietitian approved and ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes so that you can fuel right and feel great no matter what life throws at you. Why not lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks with Factor Keto meals based on randomized controlled clinical trial with Factor Keto? Results will vary depending on diet and exercise. And as always, we've gotten you a deal. Eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/Kempire50 off and use code Kempire50 off to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code Kempire50 off at factormeals.com/Kempire50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. More information on Factor Meals and your discount will be available in the description. Now let's get back to the show. Damn, Missy says, again, TJ could never. Poor Stacey. Stacey from Housewives of Beverly posted something really funny on social media about writing things, and I thought that's hilarious. At least she's in on the joke. Okay. Ooh, Tyrese said, would be great to see Beverly Hills cast take a trip to South Africa. No, they should go to Ghana because that's where Bosom is from. That would be nice. MD says a thick duvet cover is better. I just can't with the whole duvet, okay, I got to wash it and then I got to put the insert back in. That is a situation. I hate it. All right, we have really digressed. Let's move on and get to the BS of this episode, okay? Speaking of the BS, we have Erica and Dorit. Dorit's parents are in town. Fabulous, okay? Dorit's drink order. I know a lot of people make jokes about her drink order and they make it such a big thing. I don't know what her drink order is. I kind of remember some of it. I remember carcass in, carcass out, whatever. Seeing her order it in this restaurant, I was like, you're actually obnoxious to have that many details in regards to your drink order. But I get it. People have their drink orders, but I don't think I've ever been out with anyone that had such a specific drink order. I was like, you're actually annoying with that drink order. She didn't say carcass in or carcass out, though. Maybe they edited it out. Maybe they were like, okay, Dorit, you're taking too long. Okay. All right. That's what stood out to me. So Dorit and PK are going into therapy. So she updates Erica in regards to that because she was like, this would be the first time that we, have really spoken because they haven't spoken. Remember that? So how come you guys haven't spoken? You have 2 young children. Again, I'm not believing that. But then again, he's been absentee for even when they weren't allegedly not having problems. Okay. Tyrese says, now we know how PK feels. Miss T says, where did Erica find all this money for renovations? We're going to talk about it. So Dorit says she isn't sure if she's completely done with PK. So the marriage is not over. This is, again, and look, people go through these things where they're, separated and they mend things. Those things happen. But for me, I'm seeing so many signs as to why I don't believe that this is a real situation for Dorit. And this is just a storyline. It feels like right before a season, there's always something with Dorit in order to save her job. Because her job has allegedly been in jeopardy for multiple seasons. Not 1, not 2, not 3. There's always a story like Dorit might be downgraded to a friend of, or Dorit might not be returning next season. Okay. So she says, I might not be completely done with him. and Erica's like, that's completely fine. It's understand. I believe that Erica's willing to ride along, because she's part of the Fox Force flunkies. She's more than willing to ride along with Dorit in this fake storyline. Okay, because Dorit wasn't one of the people that really came after Erica, during her situation. They had their issues, but she didn't really come after Erica. Okay. Dorit and Erica agree about Sutton's hypocrisy. They don't believe this whole sisterhood thing. Here's the thing. I don't believe that Sutton has the best demeanor all the time. But I do believe that Sutton has a heart. And I do believe that Sutton would be there for Dorit, even after what we've seen on the show. I do believe that Sutton, if Dorit really needed her, you needed a good a forensic accountant, she would be there. Do I believe that she is a person that is, you just never know what you're going to get with Sutton? Yes. I do believe that. But I do believe that Sutton genuinely does care. She just has a weird way of showing it. Very Virgo. Sorry. It's very Virgo. In my humble opinion, Virgos. There's a lot of Virgo behavior this week in regards to Real Housewives. Especially when it comes to them expressing how they feel without a filter. That is very Virgo as well. Just saying, Virgos, try and deny it. Kimberly says, I missed the first part of what you said, Kimberly. Kimberly says, and Bose is really adding her 2 cents and have no idea what she's talking about. We're going to talk about that because we're seeing another side of Bozema on the after show that makes me kind of go, I don't know. But okay, I'm going to give her grace, okay? Because if anything, Bozema definitely is a little bit more logical than any other housewife that we've seen. However, there's some stuff that I'm just like, Bose, wait until it's you. Annie says, is Uba a Virgo? She is, Annie. And tomorrow when I talk a little bit about Real Housewives of New York, we'll talk about that. Yes, Uba is a Virgo. You guessed that right. All right, moving along. I gotta shave my beard, y'all. My beard keeps going like this, and it's itching my nose. Okay. Moving along. So Dorit and Erica feel like Sutton is a hypocrite. Like she talks about sisterhood, but she doesn't mean it. Okay. Erica says that this is what Sutton did. Sutton came after her, when she was going through what she was going through with Tom Girardi. She did it to Kyle last season, and now she's doing it to Dorit. I think that is true. However, I also think that Erica should be very thankful to Sutton because very much like what we're seeing on, what show is it? On Potomac with Karen and her DUI. That could have been because no one's holding Karen accountable. No one's really bringing it. No one's really talking about it. No one's really asking questions. You should be grateful because if anything, Sutton secured your spot for the seasons. The reason that you're still here is because Sutton, Garcelle, and a little bit of Kyle were asking questions. Because they could have easily breezed over it, and then we would have been like, yeah, Erica's still a non-factor. I've been saying that since the beginning. You can say what you want. You may have not liked that Sutton asked the questions that the audience and what the other women were thinking about. And I think that's why Erica will always have an issue with Sutton. No matter how they'll have their little fun moments, she will always have something for Sutton because she feels like Sutton was trying to throw her under the bus with that whole Tom Girardi stuff. No, Sutton, no, Erica, you did that to yourself. As Garcelle said to you, you made yourself look bad with the things that you were saying on this show. All right. So they had that scene. Moving along. So Garcelle at her Malibu home. This scene for me was the most important scene. I didn't know that they were going to even talk about this in the episode. So Garcelle has built her Malibu home. So she was bringing her sons there. I was sort of like, where's Jax? But then I remember Jax decided not to film after bots and things like that were harassing him with racism on social media. So he decided not to film the season. So, but Oliver, his son, and her other son and his girlfriend were there at the Malibu beach house, okay? And the Malibu beach house is nice. It's great. I wish we could have seen the process of it getting built, but maybe the process of it getting built just wasn't during filming, which is fine. But we finally get to see it. It looks great. Oliver says to his mom, I'm so proud of you. Garcelle reflects on she's like the little Haitian girl. I don't think she could imagine the life that she's had because I know some of you Bravo Universe fans don't realize this, but Garcelle had a very successful career. Like she's come a long way from being a model to being a star on the Jamie Foxx show, multiple movies. She's been the host of The Real. Now she's on Real Housewives. She's had a very story. Like she has a lot more than some of you want to downplay. Like, oh, she's just a Lifetime. No, she's got a hit show on Hulu, a hit show on Netflix, and she's got a production deal with Lifetime. What do you got? What do you have? I just want to ask the question. What do you have? What are your accolades? I'll wait. Okay. I mean, the fashions still are not fashioning, but I told you guys, if you came to the Kempire After Dark live experience, I said, Garcelle can't have everything. God humbles all of us, okay? No matter how many amazing things that we have, God will always give us something to humble us. What God gave Garcelle is no taste in fashion. Shut up. But she could fix that. She could fix that with the right stylist. Anyways. Exactly. Kimberly says that Garcelle was that girl and is and still is. Yeah, you can't help people's ignorance. Whatever. But what stood out to me in this scene was when Garcelle talked about Oliver's struggle. So as you know, when Garcelle first came on, she talked about Oliver and, his drug use and things like that. So she talks about an incident where she was home with her friend, and I guess she was giving Oliver at the time tough love. Like, you can't be around me, your brothers, when you're going through this. And she talked about how he showed up there. She's like, it was Oliver, but it wasn't Oliver. He probably was in the middle of his addiction. Not probably. He was in the middle of his addiction, probably looked different, sounded different. She wouldn't let him in. And she said that now looking back on it, maybe not opening up the door that night, even though it was hard for her not to open the door for her son. I can't even imagine what that is. I'm sure mothers that watched that scene probably were like, damn, that had to be hard. That had to be hard. The child that you gave birth to, the child that's in the middle of an addiction, you want to help them, but you can't help them. So she's wondering if that tough love has brought him where he is today, and maybe him having his son has done that. Didn't Oliver get engaged, or did he get married again? Oh no, he's engaged, right? Did he divorce the other woman? I'm asking the questions that people want to know. Okay, sidebar, Garcelle, we could have talked about that, but again, Oliver's not on the show. But if we're going to talk about Oliver's experience, I want to know: did he divorce the other lady? I'm just asking. We never got an update on regards to that. But I know he's engaged to someone else. So I'm assuming, no, I shouldn't assume, because literally we've seen multiple reality TV personalities get engaged and they're still married. Okay. But other than that, I love the scene. I love what she shared in regards to this. And I love that it feels like this season is about celebrating how far Garcelle has come and where she's going. Do you think that this should be Garcelle's last season, though? I really still like Garcelle on the show. Again, people are like, she doesn't have a storyline. I always say this. You don't need to have a storyline if you actually have a good personality. Someone like Dorit needs to have a storyline. Her personality sucks. Look, I said it. Sucks. She has no personality. Watching her in the after show, and Bozoma was talking about what she has gone through, led into a tirade, not even a tirade, a monologue from Dorit about, Bozoma has been through so much. And, the fact that she's still here doing all these things, and she's so and it's going on. Bozoma's just sitting there like this. But Bozoma says in this episode, Dorit likes to talk and I like to listen. And now I'm probably understanding how this friendship works. Did you guys let me know what Bozoma's astrological sign is? Dorit went on this whole soliloquy about Bozoma's story. Like, let Bozoma speak. Mind you, we're watching an edited show. Can you imagine in real life? And I'm someone that likes to listen. I do like to listen to people. But you also have to say something that's not just saying to say something. Just saying. Anyways. Speaking of Dorit and Bozoma, Bozoma goes over to Dorit's house. I'm not really judging Bozoma and Dorit's friendship. I'm trying to understand how we got here. I'm trying to understand how this friendship developed. It's not impossible. But Bozoma did say, she's an Aquarius. Bozoma did, what is Dorit's sign? Boring. Draining. Okay. Oh, those are not astrological signs. Seem fitting. Okay. So Bozoma goes over. The family all comes to greet her. Dorit said so many lovely things about you. Yeah, Dorit's the only one that's willing to be her friend on this show. Okay. So Dorit, this is where Bozoma says, Dorit likes to talk and I like to listen. That's the only way this relationship would work. So Dorit tells Bozoma about her 4-hour therapy session with PK, single PK. Here's the thing. Again, we have therapists, psychiatrists that watch this show. Is it really possible for a person to have a 4-hour therapy? I'm not saying it's impossible. It's definitely possible. Dorit's a Cancer? Well, that's a lot. Sorry, Cancers. Here's the thing. I've never found Cancers to be long-winded, though. See, this is why you need to know her rising and her moon. Anyways. So speaking of the 4-hour session, first of all, it wasn't filmed. And I know what you're thinking. Well, it's therapy. Well, they filmed remember her PTSD and all that therapy that she was going through then? They filmed that. So 4-hour therapy we never got to see? 4 hours of therapy we did not get to see. And look, maybe PK said, you know what? I'm going to schedule us 4 hours because she's long-winded. She's long-winded, so we're going to schedule. I just can't imagine they scheduled a 4-hour therapy session. I don't believe it actually happened. I don't. But we'll play along, Dorit. So Dorit tells Bozoma that in the session, PK says, this is why I want a divorce and don't want to be married to this woman. Tell us how you really feel, PK. Do we believe that happened? I appreciate Bozoma playing along, though. She's playing along. Miss T says, how much is a 4-hour therapy session? We're assuming that they paid them? They're not paying their mortgage, allegedly. Daniel says, that's because she's lying. So she says that PK, during the therapy session, says, this is why I want a divorce and why he can't be married to this woman. We don't know exactly what did she say during the therapy? Didn't she not, right? She didn't say anything. Oh, PK's a Virgo? Oh. So maybe he did say that. But here's the thing. What exactly did Dorit say for him to say that? I don't believe she told us, I said this, and then that's when he blew up. So then they talk about what happened with Camille being invited, and Dorit believes that Kyle deliberately invited Camille and didn't tell her. I know that Dorit and Camille have not liked each other over the years, but did they have such a beef that Kyle needs to forewarn Dorit about Camille coming? I feel like Camille has come to a bunch of events in the last couple of seasons. That doesn't make sense to me. But Dorit is really trying. And honestly, I know people think that maybe Kyle and Dorit are working together. No, I actually don't think that they're working together on this storyline. Because Kyle in the after show is saying what we're saying. I think that Dorit is reaching to have an issue with me. There really is no issue. I was like, well, that makes sense. Hey, Julie. I feel like I haven't seen you forever, Julie. Julie says, thank you for the super chat, Julie. Julie says, any prayer warriors out there, hubby's in the hospital unexpectedly, prayers for answers, recovery, and healing for California. Yes, shout out to everyone in California dealing with the wildfires that are happening out there. See you all later. And definitely prayers for you, Julie, and your husband during this time. Keep us posted as well. We're all prayer warriors. Let's all, we can all say a little bit of a prayer for Julie and her husband. Julie's always here for the live chat. All right. So Bozoma and Dorit have that conversation. All right. Then Erica meets with an interior designer that's AKA fan. Did anyone get that vibe? Like, oh, here we go. He's a fan of Erica Jane and the music? Oh, okay. These gays. He gave it there. He's like, I watched some of your videos. Okay. And you still took the job. Oh, all right. Fine. So here's the thing, though. I love interior design. So for me, I'm like, I want to see it. Even while I'm watching, I'm like, I think I might want to watch this as a separate spinoff, a short one, like 2 episodes, then watch Bet It on Blonde, her singing and dancing. Look, but I love homes. I love home decor. But I'm also a little on the fence, though, about doing a little too much or spending a little too much on a rental. But then I thought to myself, especially for those that went, we went through the pandemic. And one of the things that I was so grateful for during the pandemic is that I own my home, but I made my home a home. I didn't just have a home, And I think a lot of people that were stuck in their homes that they didn't make a home, or they, it's a rental, but they didn't invest in making it feel like a home, felt that during the pandemic when you couldn't go outside and you had to be at home. And that was one of the things that I was so grateful for, that I made my home a home. You know what I mean? So I was sort of twerking on a fence. I was like, Erica, should you be spending money? I don't know where it's coming from. I know she makes money from the show, but not that much money. Oh, damn. Hold on, wait. Missy says, Kempire, stop calling that singing and dancing. No, sir. You don't like Pat the Puss? Okay, fine. Danielle, you can trust Danielle to know the things. He said he used to be on a Bravo or E design show, and he was great. I don't doubt that he's great. I'm just wondering how much money she's going to invest in doing over this place. But after they did a tour, I was like, yeah, she needs to do over the place. It definitely feels like she was escaping in the middle of the night, took a few baubles from the mansion, and decorated this place. It definitely needs to be made to feel like a home. I'm actually excited to see what that looks like. So, although I was on the fence about her investing too much money into something that she doesn't own, she's lived there though for the last how many years? So she's waited this long. She probably thought the same thing. I don't know how long I'm going to be here. How much should I invest in someone else's property? But you've been living there for, 4 years now she's been there? Didn't she move there during the pandemic? So I think it is time for her to at least make it feel like a home if she's not going to go anywhere else. And that goes for anyone that's renting. If you've been there a long time, then maybe, in year 2 or year 3, and you don't plan on moving, it's time to start doing a little something, okay? No matter if you own it or rent it, okay? So I'm actually excited to see it. So as they're giving a tour, she talked about her old place. She's like, I had a beautiful home before. And then I looked at the decor of her old home. I was like, I don't know if that was even her taste. I think that was maybe it was her taste. It was hard to tell, but it didn't feel homey. It felt as cold and as evil as Tom Girardi. When they showed the inside of the home and a chapel inside there of all things. So I was sort of like, yeah, I'm excited to see what, Martin will do, or Martine, I'm not sure how he pronounces it, Martin will do with this home. So for me, actually invested in watching this. Do I want to watch it for this season? Not really. You know why? Because I feel like it's just going to be sort of like a quick thing. I want to see the process. I know, look, not me trying to, give a show idea to Erica Jane. Come on. I want to see Erica Jane decorate. I want to see the process. I want to see Erica Jane cry. It's like, I got this evil statue from Tom from one of my birthdays, or, I want to see her cry over a garbage can of throwing things out. I want to see that. I want to see the process. I don't want it to be a scene and all of a sudden it was like, voila, he's changed it. No, I want to see the process. Like, I don't want to let go of these things. It's like letting go of Tom. I want to see that process. And then I want to see we go in her closet because, one of the rooms had been turned into a closet. I want to see all the costume stuff that she, that was paid with victims' money. I want to see her. Well, she doesn't have the earrings, right? But she has other baubles that Tom bought her with victims' money. I want to see all of that. Oh, just me? No. Oh. Fifi says, you want drama. Yes. Come on now. That kind of drama. Not the drama that they like to create that's problematic. Like, I want to see her. And then all of a sudden at the end of this season, okay, at the end, we get to see it change and transform. And then she walks in and she's like, I love it. I love it. OMG. Rocky says, Kemp, stop. Producers are listening to you. That's my hope. Keita says, now Kempire. Laughing out loud, not the victim's money. I mean, did I lie? All right. See? All right. We're going to move on. I will say, though, I agree with Martin about the backspace. That backyard is beautiful. She has the pool. We've never seen her use the pool. I don't know if she could use a pool. It looked like there was mold in there. Anyways, but I liked his ideas. Like, this is the selling point. This backyard could be a lot. I need to see the process, though. I don't want it to be a blip. All of a sudden, we come back and we see Martin doing, it's done. I want to see the process. Oh, wait. DB says that Erica's in the chat defending herself. Who? Where is she? What is she defending? I'm pitching a show to Erica. Erica's going to be back on Broadway in Chicago. All right. You're not going? I heard Jennifer Tilly said she saw her in Chicago and she said she was very good. All right. Fine. All right. Moving on. Let's move on. Okay, Garcelle, they're talking about getting ready for the Viper Room. Literally, during my first trip to LA last year, I was walking on, Sunset? And I walked by the Viper Room. I was like, is this a legendary? I thought maybe it was just another Viper Room, but now I realized it was the Viper Room that I walked by. It was like during the day. Nothing was happening, okay? So Garcelle's been in Hollywood a long time. Y'all don't realize she's that girl. Garcelle's like, yeah, I made out with Johnny Depp at the Viper Room. Garcelle has lived a life. Mother has lived, okay? Did she talk about that in her book? I can't remember. So she said she made out with Johnny Depp. Her I think it was her makeup artist, her hairstylist was like, so you could have had a private island? Yeah. And a lot of other stuff. But anyways, we're going to move on from that. So here's the thing. Here we have Dorit FaceTiming with Erica. And this is where I was like, oh, this is not a real storyline. This is not a real storyline. Because she ends up asking Erica, do you think that Kyle and PK are still speaking? And then he flashed back to when Erica brought it up. And I said to myself, I was like, okay, they are pre-producing right now, okay? Because I was like, this is a reach. Like, why would this be a topic of conversation for Dorit, right? Is PK still texting Kyle? And even if he was, and I saw in the after show that Kyle says her texting PK, or, they text jokes and memes and things like that. And she said that PK, single PK is like one of the girls. He's a girl. But not in not in a derogatory way. She's like, he's like one of the girls. He's messy. Okay? So I was like, okay, as soon as they started talking about it, I was like, wait, did Garcelle mention it to someone? And I was like, oh, no, here is Dorit already setting us up for what she's going to bring up later. And literally, that's what she says, I'm going to have to ask her about that. No, you don't. You don't need to ask her about that. Nothing's happening between Kyle and PK. Kyle is on her lesbian journey right now. She's not looking for PK. However, I will agree with Dorit, if the tables were turned, that Kyle would be very upset if Dorit and Mauricio were texting each other, because Mauricio has a tendency to be inappropriate with... No, I'm playing. Okay, I'm joking. But I wouldn't trust him texting Dorit. She seems to be one of his types. You've seen some of the women that Mauricio has been connected to lately. They kind of favor, not exactly, but blonde... not ditzy, but blonde. I was like, oh, this is interesting that you're not dating women that look like your wife. But okay, maybe there was like one that was a brunette, but everybody else was blonde. So now I would understand, but I do agree with Dorit. If the tables were turned, Kyle would have an issue, but Kyle doesn't take PK seriously. She also says that PK has been there for her more than Dorit. I was like, oh. See, Jen says they look like Dorit. See? Theo says, I think many of us have a lesbian journey at one point. Have we? Theo, do you want to explain what you mean? Who else has had a lesbian journey? Speaking of lesbian journeys, So Kyle makes a joke because now she's friends with Kesha. Oh, Kesha was following. We met on Instagram, and here I am talking with us, hanging out and being friends with another singer. Here comes the rumors, girl. No, please don't, Kesha. No, don't do it. Don't do it. DB says, we all gay in 2025? Question mark. Are we? Are we? I thought we said that, right? Didn't we say that? Okay. Theo says, just kidding. You weren't kidding. Kisco says, Theo, speak for yourself. No, Theo, I want to know about your lesbian journey. It's me. MK says, the Kesha part was so cringe. Yeah, I don't think Kyle realizes. Happy early birthday to Kyle. It's our birthday. It's Capricorn season. She's the Capricorn. Kyle, this is why I can see why people are so split this season on the Kyle and Dorit stuff. They're like here for Dorit coming after Kyle because a lot of people just don't like Kyle anymore. Damn, Danielle says that Kesha's not a flex. You don't like that song? You don't like that song? I like Kesha. Okay, fine. Anyway, so Erica's having her single release. I guess it's Pride Month when this is all happening. So she's going to have her single release at the Viper Room with the gays. Okay? So Kyle brings Kesha. Bose has a conversation with Sutton. So Sutton makes a joke because of the jewelry that Bose has on. He's like, you're not going to weaponize that against me, are you? So they end up having a conversation. So here's the thing. And I'm going to agree with Bozema. Bozema's definition of weaponizing is 100% correct. Okay? It's 100% correct. However, Sutton trying to control the words that Bozema uses is just a flashback to the things that people have said about Sutton over the years in regards to her being problematic. So her telling this woman, I just don't like that word. I don't like the word that you use. But that's exactly what you were doing by definition. You were. You were definitely. Again, this is where I go twerking on the fence. I do believe that Sutton means well with Dorit, but you did, in your comment to Dorit, weaponize her pain. Okay? So I didn't love that trying to tell Bozema what words she wanted to use. All right? Bozema also gave her a warning even before this conversation in the confessional that, yeah, you don't want to play with me in regards to, any weapons that you want to be or come at me with some sort of strategy. I'm not the one. I'm paraphrasing what Bozema said in her confessional. Okay? Amit says, violated with Crystal. You remember. Look, you remember. I don't like that word. But that's what it means. And I remember we talked about this extensively during Crystal's season. Jack says that Sutton has met her match. I mean, it seems like something's brewing. I also see that people are upset at Bozema because they are convinced that Bozema was Sutton's friend. No, Sutton was just the person that they used to introduce Bozema. Okay? Christian says, that's why we team Kempire, so we can see you twerk on that fence. Because nothing, for me, I can see that Sutton does mean well. Does she always say the right things? No. But also, I don't feel like she should control the words that Bozema is trying to use. And Bozema defines it for her. And then she's like, well, I have a very good vocabulary too. And I know you're very eloquent. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Those little triggers from Sutton. Is Bozema very articulate, Sutton? Okay. Read between the lines, people. Okay. Anyway, so they have a little bit of a situation, and Bozema says, I'm not sure who I'm dealing with, because she's not sure if Sutton is Delulu or mean and calculated. She's like, will the real Slim Sutton I mean, that was a little bit of a bar, because it, the play on Slim Shady, but then, Sutton is very slim. Just say. Dr. Miss Honey says, laughing out loud, Kempire is the fence, Karen Ugert's voice. Okay. You're right. Boom. All right. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy and it's free. We're talking about the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's been a couple of weeks, so it feels like we haven't talked about them in a very long time. Don't forget, you can hear an audio version of our podcast on the Kempire Podcast on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on both platforms. Shout out to those of you that have already given us a 5-star rating. We appreciate your support and left really glowing reviews. We appreciate that. And shout out to those of you that hated too. Either way, thank you for the review. But it's mostly glowing. All right. Oh, hold on. 43 says, I hope Garcelle lets Sutton fight her own battle with Bose. She always likes to defend her. I mean, I agree. I don't feel like Garcelle needs to, because I also do believe that Sutton was wrong, because Bose was correct in the word that she used. And you're not going to tell me what words I can and cannot use, especially if that's what you're doing. Okay. Erica then introduces her new song, Domino, Domino. Oh, it's not like that, though. It's definitely not like a Pat the Puss or It's Expensive to Be Mad. I like that song. I mean, I like that part. I don't know if I like the song. I can't even tell you any other lyrics. Okay. Oh my goodness. Fifi says your mods play favorites. Fifi, what's wrong? What happened? Is this who you guys were saying that's Erica Jane? What did you say, Fifi? What did they play favorites with? Say it again, and mods just let me see it, because I want to see what Fifi said. Okay. My mods play favorites. No, they're following the rules I have put forth. Okay. Daniel says, not really, Fifi. Fifi, what's going on? Oh, whoa, Fifi. Danielle says, I did like that part of the song. Which one? Domino's part or the It's Expensive to Be Mad? Pat the Puss. Oh, sorry. All right. Anyways, look, Erica, congratulations on your new song. Erica is the person introduced her as a pop icon. Y'all gotta stop with that. Y'all gotta stop with it. She's not a pop icon in no sense of the word. She's not a pop icon even in the gay world. Even in that gay world, she's not a pop icon. There are real pop gay icons. Erica is not one. Okay? Stop with the lies. Stop with the lies. Okay. Anyways, Vanessa, thank you so much for the super chat. Vanessa says, PK texts Kyle and tells Mo her business. Touche. A mess. All right. Before I continue, I do want to drop the call and link for our members first. It's not part of the membership, but there are all kinds of really great perks of being a member of the channel. Become a member today at teamkempire.com/join. Let me just drop the call and link before I get into the ending of this episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Also, I got to get out of here soon because I have another appointment today. Okay. Let me drop the call and link here. All right. So if you remember, we're dropping the call link on the community tab. And live chat, we'll drop the call in link. Let's get to 300 likes and I'll drop the call link for you guys as well. Okay. And if you missed it, guys, we did have a couple of really interesting stories yesterday, from Wendy Williams to the late Stephen Twitch boss's widow being dragged on social media. Okay. So be sure to check that out if you missed it yesterday. Okay. All right. So Erica introduces her song. Fine. Then Dorit, in the middle of the table, tries to get Kyle's attention to ask, has she spoken to PK? Have you spoken to PK? Before she even says that, she says, PK has been unpredictable lately. And I just want to know, have you spoken to him? And Kyle says, well, I might have gotten a meme in the last week or something like that. So it leads to a little bit of a heated exchange. Before it gets too heated between Kyle and Dorit, it gets heated between Sutton and Dorit. And Sutton's just like, I'm just trying to be here for you. Because Sutton makes a comment in regards to, what did she say in regards to the kids? Did I write it down? Oh, no, yeah. So Sutton says you can't shield the kids for forever. And I agree with Garcelle, is that you don't get involved. Don't tell anyone how to parent their kids. They don't know where they're going in this relationship. I get Sutton, again, Virgo, saying a little too much, okay? I agree you can't shield them forever, but that's how she wants to raise her kids. Let her. You're not, and you're also not on that level of friendship with Dorit to talk about that with her kids. I can see, and she probably would take it very differently. Dorit would take it differently if it was Erica Jane saying that to her, not you, that she's not in a good relationship with. So I understood why Dorit might be like, I'm not going to take any advice from you, okay? But it gets really heated, and Sutton's just like, well, we're not friends. We'll just be civil. Well, honestly, I prefer that. I never saw them as friends. And even though they're not friends and they're just being civil, I still think that that Sutton would show up for Dorit if she needed her. But Sutton don't. Because it's not real. It's not real. Mary says Dorit equals Mia. Do you think that? Well, here's the thing with Dorit. I feel like because Dorit hasn't lied about every single thing, it's hard to decipher. Like, has she lied about a lot? Yes. I do believe that she's lied about a lot. But I think because she doesn't lie about everything, like if she lied about her fashion, then we could be like, okay. Like if it was fake fashion, like, all right. But she doesn't lie about everything. But I definitely think she's lying. Twang says, Kyle was lying about what she and PK chat about. It felt like Garcelle wanted to check Kyle, but didn't. Really? Well, I mean, I agree with you because Kyle, I think it was in the after show. Yeah, I think it was the after show, or maybe it was during because I watched the after show and the episode again. I think, well, Kyle said it. Kyle says that PK has been there for her more than Dorit. So obviously they're not just talking about jokes and memes. Okay? And Garcelle's face might be telling because maybe something was left on the cutting room floor in regards to what Kyle said to Garcelle about those texts that they've exchanged. So maybe Garcelle's reaction, because remember, we all said, well, I mean, if they're just texting jokes and memes, I don't think there should be a major issue. But maybe Kyle said more, like, he's checked in on me with Mauricio and blah, blah, blah. So maybe there was more. And I get it. I think a lot of people could understand where Dorit is coming from. If we would take them out of the situation, would you want your estranged ex texting one of your girlfriends? I get it. Even both of us are like, at the end of the day, in the after show, she says, the only answer is Team Dorit. I get that. If you were to take out the people involved and just put it in your life scenario, I could understand where people would be like, yeah, that's breaking girl code. You don't do that. But according to Kyle, she's like, I'm a girl's girl. You know how I feel about when people refer to themselves as a girl's girl. Usually they're not. But I don't think anything's going on between PK and Kyle. I don't think so. But it goes from Dorit and Sutton getting really heated into an argument. And then Kyle and Dorit back into their argument. And at first, I didn't think it was going to go to this ugly place of them yelling at each other. And you may have seen this. This was all over the blogs, them getting into a heated fight. I'm sure somebody leaked that photo. But there were a lot of gays there, so who knows? They were like, oh, they're fighting. Anyways, so they end up, it seems like they're talking amicably, and all of a sudden it gets heated when Kyle's like, I'm done, because she's probably annoyed with Dorit in regards to, like, what are you're reaching right now in regards to having an issue. Kyle says, I don't know that you and PK are not in a good place. She's like, well, everyone else, was like, we're not talking though, so I didn't know that you guys were not in a good place. Chocolate Soul says, Kempire, did you get your crumble cookies? I wasn't getting crumble cookies. I was getting sprinkled by Melissa Gorga. They're supposedly, I think, coming today. So stay tuned later on for my review. Stay tuned. They were supposed to come yesterday. I don't know what happened. Those cookies are about to be dry as ever. Well, maybe they packaged them really well. We shall see. RC says, laughing out loud, right. No need to say I'm a girl's girl. We've seen over the years that's not the case for Kyle. Okay. Thank you so much, Tracy, for the super chat. Tracy says the gays hate Erica because of what she did to Marco. I No, the gays do not. I don't think that she's a pop icon in the gay world, but I also don't think the gays hate Erica Jane, to be honest with you. And I know what you're talking about in regards to the Marco situation. Tracy says the lawsuit over the American Express account. The gays don't hate Erica. You saw the gays did not hate Erica. And that was after that whole situation. And Dee Dee says, you still didn't get the cookies? DB says, Deb cookies better be fresh, Melissa. We'll see. As soon as they're delivered, I'm going to go grab them, okay? Because, they've been traveling from Jersey. Vanessa, thank you so much for the super chat. Vanessa says, I need Camille, best shady lady, accountable. Love you. Thank you so much, Vanessa. We appreciate the support. Guys, you can also support the channel just by liking the video. Once we get to 300 likes, I will drop the call-in link for the general audience. But if you remember the channel, we did drop the call-in link for the live, for the members on the community tab as well. Don't forget the Kempire After Dark live experience. If you enjoy hot topics, Diddy, Jay-Z, us talking about Real Housewives, go get your tickets for our Washington, D.C. show that's happening on Friday, January 24th, less than 3 weeks away, almost 2 weeks away. And then we will be coming back to New York City at the Green Room 42. Go get your tickets for that. There is a live stream option for the New York City show as well. Shout out to those of you. I see quite a few have bought the live stream option, but quite a few of you already bought your New York City tickets as well. So go get your tickets today if you haven't, okay? All right. Kisco says, I want to see these cookies. You will. Look, you will. All right. So it ends up being this back and forth between Kyle and Dorit. Kyle says to Dorit, I'm done. And then Dorit starts lunging forward. In the after show, Erica says she felt like that was too much for Dorit to be kind of like, standing up and lunging forward towards Kyle. This is Dorit performing. Okay. At first I thought this conversation was going to go well, but then I remembered that it didn't go well. And I'm like, it shouldn't have gone to this particular place. Dorit, you were reaching this beef with Kyle. We thought that it was over. And again, I do think that Kyle is a hypocrite because if the tables were reversed, she would be upset with Dorit communicating with Mauricio. But Mauricio and PK are very two different people. Okay. So I could understand if that was to happen. But out of respect, what we heard in the after show, out of respect, Dorit revealed that Kyle told Mauricio to tell PK to stop texting her. So done. Okay? Wait, Purposely Delicious says, Kemp, did you say Germany or Jersey for the cookies? Jersey. Jersey. Okay. Did I say Germany? Oh, damn. I don't remember what I said. Hopefully not Germany. It feels like it was delivered from Germany. It's taken that long. All right. Anyway, so they're supposed to come soon. Now my mouth is watering. I want some good food. All right. Ooh, what should I get for lunch today? Anyways. All right, let's get to some callers. Do we even have any callers backstage? If not, it's okay. Oh, no, damn, we got a line. All right, live chat, we're almost at 300 likes. I will drop the call link for you guys once we get to 300. If we don't, it's fine. I need to go anyway. We got people backstage, so I'm going to bring the folks up. But first, let me put up our banner. The opinions of the callers do not reflect the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, our sponsors, or Google. Who cares about Google and YouTube? They're not covering me. Savannah, thank you so much for watching from Sweden. Hey, Savannah. Watching on Twitter. All right, let me get to the callers. Okay, we have Wendy backstage. We're going to bring Wendy up first. Wendy, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? You're muted, Wendy.
Hey, Kempire, can you hear me okay?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah. I have my earphones on. I'm in the office this week, but yeah, I'm in a separate room though. But yeah, Dorit was overdoing it for me. I was like, honey, if she says it was just mean jokes, come on now. It's not like he was saying, hey, baby, what you doing? You want to come with me? And I think PK has a bro code with Mauricio, wouldn't step over those boundaries. Okay. So, like, come on now. And then I said I fired my cover partner because he ghosted me on my birthday. So I said,
recently?
Yes. He ghosted me on my birthday. And then the next day I said, what happened? And he was like, I had my kids. I had to watch my kids this weekend. And I was like, well, if that was the case, you could have texted me. Because us Capricorn, we're about communication. Just let us know. And so he's been dismissed. So that's why I fired him.
Oh, wow. How long were you guys talking?
We was been talking for like 3 years.
3 years and you just dismissed him?
I just dismissed him. We do that. Capricorns do that. And so that's all I got to say.
Okay. Thanks, Wendy. Have a great day. Thank you for sharing your story. Bye. Wow. 3 years. Wow. All right. Hayat is backstage. We're going to bring Hayat up next. Hayat, what did you want to share about Beverly Hills?
Kempire, before we even get into Beverly Hills, your last caller just made me realize that I am a true Capricorn because I be dismissing people too. If I see red flags, I don't wait for them to build. I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
But anyways, about Beverly Hills, I feel like Kyle saying she's not allowed to do something almost kind of makes Dorit the problem in the situation. I get she tried to do it, but it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I'd rather her have just, message thing and said, you know what, I think out of the, the weirdness of our relationship, I don't want to step on any toes. Let me back off for a bit. But we all know that she wasn't just sending memes because she definitely told her on herself on that confessional moment when she said that he's been a better friend.
Mm-hmm.
That to me was like, And now I'm starting to understand why Bose is keeping her distance from Sutton. I was kind of looking at her weird. But if I think about it, she's one of those women I can tell never watched the show.
Oh, yeah.
And if I came into the season, Kempire, and I saw what I saw with how Sutton was talking about her fake kumbaya moment, sisterhood, and da-da-da, and then now can't even handle when somebody, tries to be open and honest with her and digs low and does these little digs. I would be looking at her side-eye, too. Anyways, that's it.
All right, Hayat. Thank you for calling in. And especially if you're trying to control what words I want to use. Look. All right. Live chat. We're going to drop the call link for you guys as well. Thank you for 300 likes. Shout out to everyone watching on Twitch and Twitter and TikTok. We appreciate you guys being here as well. We have O'Shea backstage. We're going to bring O'Shea up next. O'Shea, what did you want to share about Beverly Hills?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I just wanted to say about Sutton. I really need her to realize that these women don't like her and they're not her friends. Garcelle realized this some time ago and she stopped chasing behind them. She can be cordial and stuff with them because they don't, excluding the Bozoma conversation, they don't appreciate it. Because even last night on Watch What Happens, Erica was complaining about how when she was at the lowest, they were after. I'm like, you are not a victim in that situation. And Kyle wasn't a victim last year. And Dorit isn't a victim now. These are situations that you'll put yourselves into and we're nasty about it between the three of them each and every time. So please, Sutton, they're not your friends. Just be cordial. Don't try to help. They don't want your help, clearly. I mean, even when Sutton offered Erica money when no one else was doing it, she still holds a grudge. It's like, this is the fourth year. So I'm like, just leave them. It's too much. And can I ask you a quick question?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be doing recaps for traders from, I think it's starting tomorrow?
I will be doing a recap for traders. I'm just not sure if it will be a part of Tuesday Takeover.
Oh, okay, cool.
But stay tuned. I haven't decided because they are dropping the first 3 episodes tomorrow, right? So maybe I will do like a separate informal live about traders because I love traders.
Yes.
So stay tuned. All right. Thanks, O'Shea. Take care. All right. We have Nicole backstage. We're going to bring Nicole up next. But one second. Danielle says, again, Bozoma is used to women like Sutton from corporate America. I mean, that does play in my mind because I was like, you know what? Bozoma's navigating this like she did in the corporate world, specifically in the Hollywood world. So she knows what she's doing. But the Dorit of it all makes me go, really, Dorit? All right. Nicole's backstage. We're going to bring Nicole up next. Nicole, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire. Happy New Year. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm in California. I'm actually in Northern Cali. I'm still visiting my mom, so we're not affected up here.
By the
it's
fires.
Just more southern part. But I know the Governor Newsom, he's going to be reaching out for resources up here in Northern Cali.
Yeah.
Huge difference. California's a huge state. There's a huge difference. It's green up here. And then when you get down to Sacramento and further down, that's when you see the desert is dry. But Okay, but my prayers are, making sure that everybody is safe and sound.
Definitely.
Okay, I want to get on like Garcelle. I love my Garcelle. We're in the same age group. She's a few years younger than me, so I watched her journey over the years. Back in the '90s when we didn't have social media and all that stuff. So I get tired of people trying to downplay what Garcelle brings to the table, because if you really look at her as the housewife, she built all of that before she met her husband and even after her husband. And I'm sure the Bravo Land people, they're probably looking at her vacation home, her summer house, like, oh, that's small. I'm like, do you know how much property is just that small land in California? That's
Malibu?
a couple of million right there. Yes, exactly. And then to piggyback off what you were saying about Baltimore and the corporate world, what I'm saying is two beautiful Black girl magic, her and Garcelle. I believe they probably had talks on the side where they said, Bravo is not going to use us two Black girls to pit each other against each other. Mm-hmm. We're educated. And you got to keep in mind, Garcelle is not just an actress, she's a producer on the corporate side, also there at the camera. So she knows how producers are, what they're looking for. Mm-hmm. And I think that what they're trying to do is where they're strategically, like, they're giving each other that respect, but we're not going to do like Nneka did to Wendy. Oh. I hope Nneka on the sidelines is taking notes on how you have two beautiful, secure Black women. Yeah, two beautiful, secure Black women.
Nneka is not
and you're allowing each other to walk their own lane.
All right, thanks for the call. No problem. Thank you for calling in.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Nneka's not taking notes. Nneka's mad that she's not on reality television. Nneka is not learning a lesson at all. All right, April's backstage. We're going to bring April up next. April, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Hi, Kempire. Happy New Year. So I wanted to say cuffing season definitely starts like fall, winter, and then you always keep them around the major holidays. So Valentine's Day, your birthday, and then after that, shout out to everybody. I had fun. I gotta go in time for Hot Girl Summer. I don't make the rules. I just play the game.
Oh, okay.
Now, as a person that's been in a situation like Dorit, not married, but like entertaining someone and having it be revealed that they were having conversations on the side, that is very shady behavior. And regardless if her and Dorit or Dorito, because I don't like her, it still comes off shady if you're having conversations with my soon-to-be ex. Like, because if any of the other ladies would have did that to her, or if one of the mistresses, you know what I'm saying? We're talking to the girls in the group. She would not like that. It's like, okay, yes, Dorito is a lot, but we don't like once we break up, I'm breaking up with you too. Like, that's the type of friend I am. I don't know you. You're dead to me. Even their friends are dead to me. Like, I don't play that. Like, yeah. And I do want Garcelle to step up her fashions. I love her too, but just a little bit. Okay. Have a good day, Kempire.
You too, April. Take care. All right, we have Barry backstage. We're going to bring Barry up next. Oh, hold on, Eli. Barry, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire. How's it going?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I watched last night's show and listened to everyone's commentary. It's sort of like, if no one's really going to tell the truth, if PK looked like Mauricio, everyone would be taking Dorit's side. It's like him and Mauricio are like, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito from Twins. No one cares that Kyle is talking to PK because PK is deemed to be not attractive. But if he looked like Mauricio, everyone would be like, she's dead wrong, blah, blah. Granted, she is wrong. She's in conflict with Dorit. They're not friends, according to Kyle. But you want to stay in contact with her husband while they're going through a divorce. Quit the BS. It makes no sense, but whatever. It was still entertaining to watch. And the lunch was a bit much, but she was pissed. Because again, people are yelling at her. And sometimes people don't like being yelled at, so they react differently. Okay. But gotta go back to work.
Okay, bye. Barry. Thank you for calling in. Take care.
Huh?
I mean, it's got a point. I think that definitely plays a part in regards to PK. And I think that I think people, especially the cast, don't want to say it. But they're like, it's PK. Obviously, nothing's happening. But he's right. There's Mauricio after, Dancing with the Stars. And then there's PK. I'm just saying. Okay. All right. We have Eli backstage. We're going to bring Eli up. Eli, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just want to say thank you for taking these times to do these recaps and stuff because I know that you be busy, but thank you for taking this time with us.
Thank you.
And then I also want to say, me personally, I feel like with the whole Dorit and Kyle situation, you can see the performative action. Even when she was telling Bose the story about PK, it feels like it does feel performative, but at the same time, I feel like there's a real element to it. And I agree with like the last caller. If the roles were reversed, Kyle will be really upset and pissed because she's very jealous and a little insecure. But, that's why I feel like that situation, like I get that Kyle's mad about how she feels and she feels like she's reaching, but another person would find that as an issue. The other thing I was going to say is the interaction between Bose and Sutton, that was like, so I was like, Sutton, tread lightly. Sutton, tread lightly, because I feel like she's getting into that. I feel like she's treating her like she treated Crystal a little bit at first, like with that overreaction and with that. And I love Sutton, but I feel like she did overreact. But when she yelled at Dorit, I felt it came from a place of like, you're mad at me and you're mad at me, even though I feel like I'm trying to be a good friend, so I'm not going to do anything. So I felt like she was frustrated, but it just looks like another tantrum. And then Erica, I'm tired of her. So yeah, that's that.
Thanks, Eli. Bye. One of the things I forgot to mention in regards to Sutton's conversation with Bozema, Sutton said that she feels like Bozema is investing more time into getting to know Dorit instead of her. How do you guys feel about that? Do you think that's true as well? Do you feel like Bozema is not trying to invest more time in getting to know all of the ladies? Or is that just her, being pissed? Okay, all right. Annie says, Kempire, did you rate this episode? No. I probably would give it in the 4 to 6 range. I'm definitely not going to give it anywhere between a 7 and a 10. It was an okay episode. I would give it a 7 to 10 if I'm going to say, Garcelle sharing her son's, issues with drugs and that story. That gives it a little bit more weight, so I probably lean more towards a 6 or 7. But other than that, I was like, okay episode for me. All right, Lee's backstage. We're going to bring Lee up next. Hold on. Lee, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
I'm doing good. So the only two things I want to say is I really do like Bozema as a housewife. I think she's rich, she's beautiful, she's bringing love to the cast. She's bringing just overall bossness. I just love that. So I do have a little girl crush on her, but anyways, yeah. And two, I see where Dorit is coming from because Kyle it's just like kind of like girl code. Like, hey, we're going through something right now. We're going through something right now. How about you reach out to me the same way you're reaching out to PK? Or, instead of PK, sending you memes, just be like, hey, like, is everything okay with Dorit? And then maybe check on Dorit. See, it's kind of like well, if you have time to reach out to him, then you have time to reach out to me. It's like kind of that type of thing. So I do understand her frustration. If she could have did it, she could have went about it better. She didn't have to yell at her. But that's really all I had to say.
Thank you so much, Lee. Take care.
All right, talk soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. I mean, based off what they were saying, it doesn't seem like Kyle reaches out to PK. It seems like PK is always sending her jokes and memes. You ever had one of those friends or family members that always send you all like the inspirational quotes and the memes and stuff? Yeah, I hate that. Unless it's really funny and you do it to me once in a while. But if it's every day, I don't need that. I don't need that. So I feel like it's PK. I don't know if they're having deeper conversations, but it seems like that's what they're doing. Adam's backstage. We're going to bring Adam up next. Adam, what's going on?
Happy New Year,
Happy New Year.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Looking forward to the future After Dark tours coming back to the UK. And
me too.
Definitely must come to New York. It's been a minute.
Yes.
I've got some unpopular opinions about
That's fine.
Beverly Hills. I am not happy. This show has been letting me down. It's not even a 4, it's a 3 to me. And I'm not okay with Bozema. I think she's giving off Nat vibes to me.
Not Nat vibes, Teddy?
She's up Dorit. If you watch the after show, Dorit can say anything and it's, oh yes, you're right. Like, just the biggest suck up. I don't know what is going on. I had no idea that a former Netflix and Apple executive will be so obsessed with Dorit that she will be the yes person. I can't. Like, this show is just really disappointing. And I think Sutton, maybe she, to mention the kids, as Garcelle said, is controversial. But I think Sutton, when she approached her on the boat, I don't think that was phony. I think she was saying, look, I am proof that I could go through a divorce successfully. Oh. I'm here to help a hand. But she just went down the wrong road. Yeah. And Bosma, to me, she can be a one and gone.
Oh, not a one and done. All right, Adam. Thank you so much for calling in.
Speak soon. Take care.
Take care. Adam did say that he had unpopular opinions, but damn, a one and done? I don't know about one and done. Let's give her some grace. But I do, and for those that watch the after show, you do see a different side of Bosma. But again, we're not there filming with these women. Maybe, I just don't see it. I don't understand what she sees in Dorit, but fine. All right. MK's backstage. We're going to bring MK up next. MK, what did you want to share?
Hey there. I to share that I loved Garcelle opening up about Oliver and his past, and it reminded me of Erica basically saying that like she wants Garcelle and Sutton to open up and they don't open up. And I'm like, if that's not opening up, I don't know what is, because I don't know a damn thing about Erica's life, her son who's in Northern California, who's a police. I don't know anything. Does she have grandchildren? We don't know because she does not share. And then just like one last thing. Did you see Meredith Marks at the bar? Because I could have sworn I saw Meredith.
She probably
Marks.
was. She spends a lot of her time outside of Park City and Salt Lake City. She spends a lot of her time in New York with the men, and then she spends a lot of time in California. So you probably were right. She probably was there.
Because I was like, hold on a minute. I know that face. But yeah, and I'm loving Dorit this season. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, don't be sorry.
Yeah.
What are you loving?
I don't think it's performative. I think she fed up and really doesn't give an F and doesn't know what it looks like. And I'm enjoying it. But
are you believing the divorce too?
I do believe it, because I read that like, isn't there a current home that's on the show currently like getting foreclosed on and like
pre-foreclosure?
It doesn't matter. It's still being foreclosed on. He's managing Boy George, who gives a damn about Boy George in this day and age? So I'm just like,
excuse me, come on, Camellia.
Old as the day is long. So
Did you just call me old? No.
It got me. But anyway, that's my opinion.
Thank you for calling in. We appreciate you. Bye. Look, see, everyone can call in. Don't feel like, and everyone can participate in the conversation. You don't have to agree with me or the larger opinion in the audience. If you are a Dorit stan, show yourself. Okay, fraudulence. Show yourself. I'm playing. All right, Angelique is backstage. We're gonna bring Angelique up next. Angelique, what did you want to share about Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Hi, Kempire. Hi, chat. So I actually not a Dorit stan, but I understand the connection. I think I understand the connection between her and Bosma. I get that, we don't like Dorito, but I think the thing is many of us also don't like Kyle, and many of us also don't like Sutton. So now it's just kind of like open season. And for me, I see the alliance between Bosma and Dorit similar to what Garcelle did for Sutton. I personally think Sutton is the most vile person on this show, in this cast. I think she gives very much so Southern white savior vibe, which is why she wants to show up as, oh, I can help you. I can guide you. I can tell you what you need to do to, just worship me. And if you just
martyr
and align yourself with me, then I can lead you on the way. I am a Southern woman. I know what it's like, and that's what it's giving. And I wrap this up. I think with Bosma and her experience in corporate America, y'all think she didn't study this show. She may not have watched it in real time, but she absolutely studied who her opponents were. And as an Aquarius and an air sign, she is the type of person who's going to come in and most likely align herself with the underdog. Bosma is much smarter than most people are giving her credit for. Thank you, Kempire.
Thank you, Angelique.
Day.
You too. I will say this, though. I agree with Angelique that Sutton has that savior, mindset. But when we look at what Sutton was able to actually get in her divorce, save me, Sutton, save me. Save me, please. Please save me, Sutton. Look, it's different when you see someone that's actually done it in regards to a divorce and came out on top, collecting after taxes $300 and something thousand a month, has all these properties and teams. And I'm going to listen to Sutton. I'm going to be all ears. Okay. Lanisha says, I'm late, but I am a long-winded cancer like Dorit. Also, I love Bozema. Don't judge her based off of her relationship with Dorit. That is not fair. Also, we cancers are misunderstood, often judged. Shaking my head. I like that perspective. Thank you for sharing. I'm not writing Bozema off, but I am giving Bozema, I'm looking at her from the side like, I'm waiting. I'm going to wait. All right. We're going to round out this conversation. We're going to bring up Miss Bernice last, but definitely not least. Miss Bernice, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire. Good morning. Good afternoon, everyone. What up, though? Let me break this down.
Oh.
Both were made the rookie mistake again. You're supposed to sit back and observe. You're not supposed to give your opinion on anything because you haven't been there to know the underlying relationships that Dorit has with the other women on the cast. You can get, because you acting like you the advisor to Dorit, and you're the only one who know what's good for Dorit until Dorit turns on you, because Dorit don't like women of your hue, baby, and she's going to turn on you when you say or do something that she don't like. Just give her time. And then you're going to be standing there all shocked. I wasn't looking for this corporate takeover, but it's coming. Because that would Dorit's do. And for her to get all this smoke, Sutton is the only one who's been through what you're going through. It came out on the other side a better person. That's what she was saying. When you need help, call me. I'm not going to impose on you, but when you need help, call me. And that's what she was saying there. I didn't say that I was going to guide you through it, but when you call me, I'll be there for you. I didn't tell you to call me because you're not ready.
You're right.
You ain't hit rock bottom yet. So you're not ready. So you're coming out fighting against everybody.
Okay. All right.
That's about it. If she's gonna go through the routine, and then when she hit rock bottom and she gonna need that friend, she gonna call Sutton before she call Shady over there, and Erica. For her sitting over there acting like she don't know what's going on, but you've been feeding and whispering in her ear against your A-spoon going over there. Really?
Okay.
And you trying to get your little chateau redesigned. It's ugly now. It's going to be ugly later. That's all I got to say.
Bernice. All right.
Okay, love you.
Thank you, Miss Bernice. Bye.
Bye-bye.
She said the chateau was ugly before, it's going to be ugly after. No. I don't think it's that bad. Wow. Tyrese, thank you so much for the super chat. Tyrese says, if Bose holds Dorit accountable when she's wrong, then she will be good with me. Agreed. And I think she will. I really do think she will. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Bose is definitely not giving Nat. Bose is definitely not giving 8.5. I'm just waiting and seeing. I'm waiting and seeing. Okay, but she's definitely giving a different energy during the after show. Just saying. Anyways, thank you to everyone that called in. Thank you to our mods in the live chat, our King's Guards for holding us down. Shout out to our channel members. Become a member today at teamkempire.com/join. And let me see what the results were of our poll. Hold on. Let me look at the poll and see what you guys said on how you would rate this week's episode of Housewives of Beverly Hills. Let me end the poll. Boom. All right. So the poll, you guys gave it, though, strongly. 67% of you voted this episode was a 7 to 10. Like I said, I'm grading it on a curve because we know how bad Real Housewives of New York is. For those that are wondering if I'm going to talk about Real Housewives of New York, I can't guarantee talk about it tomorrow during a recap of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, the real show that we want to talk about. That's where we've been talking about it, okay? So stay tuned for that. Shout out to those of you. Fifi says, will you be on tonight? I don't know, but make sure you're following. Make sure you're following and make sure that you guys are subscribed and your notifications are on. No guarantees, because I thought yesterday I was going to go live, but then I had to take care of some other stuff. So no guarantees, but make sure your notifications are on and make sure you're following us everywhere, because I do post on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok to let you guys know. All right. Anyways, thank you to all of you for being here. Don't forget the Kempire After Dark live experiences is coming to Washington, D.C. in 2.5 weeks, and then New York City. Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Podcast. As always, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for everything Kempire Radio, head on over to KempireRadio.com.